Guess what's back? I know they'd rather call it a brand extension, but we all know it's a brand split. Now the timing certainly seems confusing given they just released a number of talented people, but one thing that was always fun was the draft, although it will be a McMahon stroke fest this time. And when you think about it, it makes a lot more sense to split up the roster this time than it did back in 2002. My name is J.K. Calloway, and this will be Top 10 Reasons the WWE is splitting the roster. Number 10, sink or swim. There is so much talent down in NXT right now, it's almost ludicrous. And while it is fun to see all these indie darlings, if you will, just crush it down in a 200-seater, why not pull them up to the arenas and see how they do? I'm just flashing a few pictures of the people that are ready right now to come up. On top of that, there's a lot more talented people we haven't even seen on TV yet, or we've seen slightly, like a Peyton Royce or No Way Jose, despite how terrible that gimmick is. Number 9, I drink your milkshake. WWE absolutely struck gold by signing AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, and you can be sure they've taken notice, and they're going to continue to do much of the same. No doubt they're not the first big signings of indie talent, but they're the biggest, and it's worked out well for them so far, so they're going to start pilfering everybody. They're going to go to New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA maybe, perhaps, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about that one later. Number 8, a century on a shelf. This past Hall of Fame, WWE started a legacy wing, but perhaps a big part of that legacy is the NWA Championship, which technically sits on their shelf right now. It has well over a 100-year lineage, and the fact that it's not being used right now is kind of remarkable. There are some big-name Hall of Famers that once held that belt, and if you're going to split the roster in half, you might as well make a second championship, and that, obviously, as it was before, should be the belt to do it. Number 7, shatter the glass ceiling. While WWE has gone out of its way to collect independent male talent, so far the only really big name female talent has been Kana, who is now of course Asuka. With a full roster split and more live TV time to fill, it could be high time to start going out and finding more independent female talent. There is a lot out there, and now is a perfect time to make that happen. Number 6, one less day. If they split up the roster, that means everyone has to work one less day a week. Now, while many people missed WrestleMania this year due to injury, and not everyone because of an overloaded schedule, it can only help the wrestlers to have one less day a week. Injuries were a massive problem last year, and splitting the roster to give people breaks, or at least more of a break, can only help that. Number 5, a road more traveled. Hey, do you know what's better than one travel company? 2 traveling companies. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One show a day, everyone has to do it. But imagine if you split the roster, and now, instead of 3 towns every weekend, you can hit 6. And one of the little secrets about house shows is, it's way more profit than TV shows. Profit. Who's into that? Number 4, a classic opportunity. The WWE Cruiserweight Classic is starting up pretty soon, and there's going to be a lot of great names that a lot of people have not heard of. Flashing on the screen a few of them right now. If you've heard of them, great. Go ahead and comment and tell people who they are. But, of course, WWE is not doing this for their health. They're trying to find new stars. And the way the business is going worldwide, smaller guys seem to be the ones that are making the money. Plus, they've got that shiny belt that's just sitting on a shelf. They've got a few of those, actually. Number 3, a lack of impact. Simply put, TNA is on their last legs. They are hurting something fierce right now. But there's no doubt they've got some seriously talented people over there. A number of them have already had chances with WWE in the past. And with the success of both AJ Styles and WWE and Samoa Joe in NXT, they're bound to start taking a bigger look at some of the talent over there. Eric Young has already debuted on NXT, Bobby Roode has already appeared on NXT, and more of these guys are at least going to be considered for a spot. Number 2, characters and ratings wanted. For a long time, WWE has pretty much owned USA. It's been their highest rated show for years and years. And frankly, USA has just been kind of happy to have them. Most of their original programming has been silly action shows, or silly drama shows, or just straight up silliness. But that all changed with a little show that won a bunch of awards, including Best Drama on TV, beating out Game of Thrones, of all things. That show is Mr. Robot, and if you actually haven't watched it yet, watch it. It's outstanding. It's really damn good. But with a big award-winning show comes a little bit more stroke, and the network wants bigger ratings so they can promote their other products, which means SmackDown goes live because they don't want SmackDown to be a Raw recap anymore. And the number one reason WWE is splitting up the roster: 2 Supermen. Someone in WWE must have went and saw Batman vs. Superman and said, well, we're not doing that crap. On top of that, if you're going to have 2 shows, then you definitely need 2 heroes, whether they're heroic or not. Roman will sit on Raw and quietly get booed as Kevin Dunn hits mute on the crowd, and John Cena will move over to Live SmackDown to try to revitalize that show and give it its own identity. And also be booed. On top of that, I'm sure they think a really marquee Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan type matchup could be in the works down the line at a WrestleMania, and it's not. Please don't do that. Please, guys, just don't do that. And there it is, our top 10 reasons why WWE is splitting up the roster. Please leave a comment, let me know what I missed, or if I got any wrong. Always give a subscribe, I always appreciate that. Like, share, follow me on any other social media thing you see on the screen there. I'm everywhere, I'm telling you. Make sure you check out the other fun stuff we do, both on Twitter and on YouTube here. And we will talk to you guys again next time. See ya, see ya!